Hello, all. I am just going to go through quickly this three-person scene assignment. So this is due on Monday, September 25th. This is your third workshop in Module 2. Now, Module 3 is basically just one assignment. There's little pieces leading up to it, but there's only one big assignment, and that's Module 3. But this one, I want you to take note of the fact of the three-person scenes in Louise the Bears and kind of use that in your mind, like think through that in your mind. Well, keep it in there while you are going. For this assignment, I'd like to see the following. Character A wants something from character B, but character C is in the way. And I give some examples here. I want A wants B's homework to copy, C catches them and takes homework from both of them. A wants to be loved by B, but B is in love with C. It could be a wide variety of things. The premise must revolve around a theme or a metaphor. And you're going to hear a little bit about Louise the Bears and what the metaphor is there and sort of what the theme is. But a metaphor could be as simple as I'm drowning in work, or her tears were a river flowing down her cheeks. I just want you to think of a metaphor. He's a night owl. And then sort of revolve around that, or pick a theme and make your play about that. So nature versus nurture, or it could be even grief or overcoming grief, or overwhelm or something. So think of that and keep that in your mind. And then when you're done writing this piece, or while you're writing, I want you to think about the following things. So those are these overall impressions. The piece needs to be appropriate for TYA. So that can be anywhere from preschool, really kindergarten, to college. I want you to think about the main question of the piece. What is it answering? What is it asking? What is it answering? I want you to think about your premise. I want you to think about the major lines of action. This was something that got a lot of people sort of stuck in the first scene that you wrote. Really map it out, where the action's going, what the action line is. It could be something like that. It could be this. It could be it could leave you with a not so fun feeling resolve, but at least we know it's like a resolve, the end. But it could be very nice, like tied up in a bow. It's up to you. The climax line. So for instance, this says, don't touch my stuff. There was a play, and I can't find the example to give you, but there was a play that I usually put in here that is about two friends fighting over a water bottle. And it builds and it builds and it builds, and you realize some things about their character dynamic of, like, the one friend is just always overstepping boundaries, and the other one is like really trying to passive aggressively push on her boundaries to be like, please stop. And then finally she screams, don't touch my stuff, and then pours the water bottle on the girl's head. So it's not only a line climax, but it's also an action climax. And then there's a little bit of resolve at the end to tie it up. But yeah, so that's what I mean by that, the climax line. Was there a clear shape in your scene? How effective was the climax? Did it achieve the point of the premise? If you ended up straying from your premise, then you need to fix that or change your premise. Were the characters well developed, and did their dialogue seem natural to each one individually? They didn't sound like the same person, but just had different names. Were the relationships believable and fleshed out? Was there anything missing that would have made the through line more effective? So kind of comb through like a detective, like, oh, wow, I'm putting my own assumptions in here because I'm writing it, so I know, but maybe there's something missing that the audience needs to know, or maybe there's too much information and it's bordering like chit chatty, boring. Was the dialogue concise? Did the playwright create a full consistent world? So did you create a full and consistent world? The way I wrote this was actually for somebody to ask you. But so did you write a world that made sense and there was consistency there? And if you were going to stage your play, what would it look like? And maybe some of those details need to go in your stage directions, but you don't need to make your stage directions too specific so that, or so specific that the director and the actors don't have playtime. Like they won't be able to interpret. It's just so strict. You want to give them wiggle room to interpret. Okay, I hope that helps. And I can't wait to read these scenes, guys.